Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Saturday, August 9th, 2025. The month is almost 1/3 over. Crazy how fast this is going. My name is Edward Bevilacqua. This is Department of Career Services. And specifically, this is G.school. This is the weekend. So this is G.school. This is where we focus on the spiritual side. Monday through Friday, we focus on the physical, mental, emotional, with a seasoning of spiritual. But on the weekend, it is the spiritual. Printing something here, printing something for the job, for our thingamabob, thingamabob. Cartridge is very low. Okay, I will replace that later. Right now, I need to it out. Go with what we got. Go with what we've got. But so the spiritual side, the theme of today, the memo. What is a meme? A meme is an idea that spreads from brain to brain. Or so says Richard Dawkins. So here is the schedule for today. Well, not too shabby. Theme of today is the widow's mite. Hey, wait a second. Widow's mite. Okay, but before we get there, we're going to look at advice from an 80-year-old. Be brave. Even if you're not, pretend to be. No one can tell the difference. Right. Right, you all. So right. And let's see, a TED Talk for today. This is day 6 of week 4 of our 4-week neuroscience-oriented approach to success. Day 6 of 7. We've got today and tomorrow, then Monday we start over. Week 1, day 1. And we've been doing this since about 2013, 12 years. Holy moly. Without stop. That seems hard to believe. What's going on with the printer over here? Printer maintenance. Thank you to the gods of printing. All right. Seth Godin. What does Seth have to say? Contagious emotions. Emotions are personal, and most of the time we can put effort into creating them or avoiding them. True, from a neuroscience perspective, we want to do things that that trigger the release of neurotransmitters and hormones to create the feelings we want. But in a community, emotions spread, and not at the same rate. Consider these emotions, roughly sorted by their virility. Okay, so the first one is panic, and the last one is serenity. Panic spreads faster than serenity. Right. So, with each of these, what's going on here? With each of these, okay, so Maticus von Atticus is saying he's here. See if that's true. Yes, I have returned to the podcast. Okay. All right. So here's the list. Panic, apprehension, enthusiasm. These are ones that spread fast. Panic, apprehension, enthusiasm, frustration, indignation, elation, nostalgia, curiosity, cynicism, now starting to spread slower, determination, gratitude, vulnerability, melancholy, triumph, contentment, resignation, apathy, overwhelm, wonder, joy, satisfaction, serenity. If you want to share the emotions near the bottom of the list, we're going to have to really work at it. Really work at serenity. Panic, no, that spreads pretty fast. Why? Well, probably from a caveman perspective. If somebody's panicking, there's safety in panicking along with them. More often than not. If you panic and overreact, at least you're still there. If you're serene and you don't act fast enough, you're not there. All right. Anyway, let's see how we doing for time. Let's talk about the widow's mite. The widow's mite. What is a mite? A mite is a very, very small copper coin. So this is the story. Let's see. It is in Luke 21, 1 through 4. Let's go to our Bibles, people. Quickly. New Testament, Luke 21, 1 through 4. Okay. And this is the New Living Translation. No, I'm going to go to the Revised Standard Version. He looked up and saw the rich putting their gifts into the treasury. And he saw a poor widow put in 2 copper coins. And he said, "Truly I tell you, this poor widow has put in more than all of them. For they all contributed out of their abundance, but she out of her poverty put in all the living that she had." Okay. So we had a Bible, in quotes, study on this the other day. And it got pretty deep, pretty deep, to the point where I just felt compelled to raise my hand like that. Bam. Raised my hand like that. Like bam. And said, I think we're overthinking this. Which is a tendency I have noticed over the years of people to do. They overthink Jesus' words. When you consider who he was talking to, and he was trying to convey a message, not to be mysterious. Because that would make no sense for the Creator to come down to teach people and be a lousy teacher. So in law school, it's called the plain meaning. What is the plain meaning of what he said? What is the plain meaning of, truly I tell you, this poor widow has put in more than all of them. So the rich people put in a lot more than her. She put in 2 copper coins. And he said, but she, out of her poverty, put in all the living she had. And I think the plain meaning is, if you go back to the 2 most important commandments from which all other commandments hang. One is, boy, that protein powder. Plan B. Throat lozenge. First commandment, love God with all your heart and mind. It's like a bit of sand down there. Love God with all your heart and mind and soul. We'll take that out in editing, right? Okay, good. Love God and soul, and love one another. Love your neighbor as yourself. But I go to John 15:12. Love one another as I have loved you. Did the widow do that? By giving everything she had, was she obedient and fully trusting in God, like the birds of the air? Was she demonstrating love for her fellow man? Because what was the belief? That the money would be put to good use. Did Jesus say you need to have joy? One of the other guys was like, no, she felt joy. There's no indication she felt joy at all. And if you feel joy, is that really a sacrifice or is that a gift? When Jesus is talking about the two commandments, is he saying, do it because you'll feel good? Or is he saying, do it because it's a commandment? What's the conditional promise? If you love me, you will follow my commandments. If you want to be one with the Father and I, you'll do what I tell you to do. What is God saying? If you want everlasting life, believe in my Son. Meaning whatever he tells you to do, do. What did Jesus' mother say at Cana to the servants? Just do what he tells you. So Jesus is saying that this widow gave her all. That's what you're commanded to do. If your eye looks at things you shouldn't look at, it's better to pluck it out. It's better to cut off your hand, cut off your foot, do whatever. It's better to do that to get everlasting life than it is to keep your eyes or your finger, whatever, keep your body part, but not follow the commandments of God. And what else did Jesus say? He'll turn family members against one another. And the more important thing is to do what he says, to follow the commandments. So I think the widow's mite is just very simple. Here is a woman who absolutely met the obligation of the two commandments. Love God with all your might and soul. I'm giving everything. And I'm giving everything with the belief that it's going to help the rest of us, the other Jews, the other people that are members of the temple. Did she have to be happy about it? No. In fact, sometimes we know people are really committed if they don't want to do it and they do it anyway. Versus the person that says, yeah, this is really fun. I like this. Boy, I like working at the soup kitchen. They really appreciate me. Versus the person who said, I really don't like it, but I do it because I'm supposed to do it. I do it because I'm commanded to do it. I don't do it because I like it. I do it because it's what I'm supposed to do. And so my hunch is most people fall short. They sin, they fall short because they do things based upon their emotions rather than their obligations. Obligations. Can you say that? Obligations. So a commandment is something that you're supposed to do because you're not because it feels good, not because you want to do it. It's good for you. That's why it's a commandment. Your decision making, your discernment is removed. In a commandment, the discernment and commandment, are those overlapping? Then is that a Venn diagram with overlapping things? I don't think so. There's no discernment as to the command or as to what the action that follows the command. If you're commanded to give everything to God, all of your heart and mind and soul, which I think the two copper coins that the woman gave would fit into that category. She's giving everything because she's commanded to do it, not because it feels good, not because her discernment was, I think this would be a good thing, versus what did the wealthy people say when they gave a lot more, but it was out of their profits, it was out of their earnings, not out of their let's say the money they needed to keep going, out of their savings, let's say, or it didn't really impact them. What were they doing? They were discerning. How much should I give? Should I tithe? Should I give more than that? How much? I'm going to use discernment to figure it out. Commandment, I would say discernment plays little, if any, part. It's more like a Forrest Gump move. I was told to do this by this person whom I trust, so I'm doing it. He says, go in the foxhole. I'm doing it. They say, run. I run. He tells me to go play ping pong. I go play ping pong. I don't have any discernment. I do what I'm told to do. That's my duty. And with that, we are going to say cut. Tomorrow's day 7. I got to get going. Got to run up, be out the door in about 4 minutes. And